Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Dowsing Rods Day. Yay. How is everybody out there? Craig, Melody, Nancy G. How are you? Is anybody warming up here in the U.S. from that deep freeze? Hi, Gina Halleck. Good to see you. You guys are expecting another nor'easter or some bad weather, aren't you, in New England, Gina? Excuse me. I don't know. I haven't seen. It doesn't look like it's going to be as big as the other. Whoops! I have the wrong banner up. Ay ay ay. There we go. I always forget to take that down. Frozen and snowy in Connecticut. Yep. Yes. Looks like more of the cold, wet stuff coming in. Yeah, on the East Coast anyway. Has anybody been watching the monks March for Peace, Walk for Peace? It's been absolutely amazing. Gina, I'm okay, but I'm sniffly again today. Like I think I was having like a detox the other day, which is why I had to come on a day late. But I woke up today and I'm just like, my nose is just a faucet. And it feels kind of like allergies. It's weird. I don't know what's been going on with me. My husband has been too. Now I want to sneeze. So forgive me. Excuse me in advance. We are doing dowsing rods tonight. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put the banner up. Today's dowsing rods, and I have lots of questions, but please put yours in if you are able, and love your questions too from down under. We have Susan Crook and Melody Lamont in the house, who are representing the Southern Hemisphere. Warm and nice in New Zealand. Excuse me. Gina says it's going to be 5 degrees tonight. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're back up in the like 50s here in Colorado. Translate into Celsius if you're elsewhere. Hi CJ. Hi Nivra. Did I miss anybody coming in? Hi Crystal Blue, Marianne Proke, Daniel. Nice to see you guys. You know we love our dowsing rods. It is time. Boy, do we have questions. And I decided that we're going to call in Archangel Michael tonight to really help us with some answers, because boy, do we live in difficult times, don't we? Yes. Yes, they're very, the monks are very inspiring, and you love the peace dog. Was he injured? Thought I saw a clip where he was like sidelined for a little bit. Yeah. My sister got to go see them twice because she lives in North Carolina, and so she saw them when they passed through the Raleigh area, and then again in a little further north. Like she has a lake house at the north side of this northern edge of the state, so she got to see them twice. Lucky. Cold and ice in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Look at that. Yes. And so CJ has a question. It says, is SCOTUS STA? So I don't know what that is. If you can put in the full question. So yes, please. Oh, thank you so much, Gina. I got your question. Okay, Nivra, got you as well. Yeah, Crystal Blue, he got hit by a car. And I saw that one of the monks actually lost a leg because he got hit by a car. So, okay, got your question, CJ. and put your questions in. I have a slew of questions, and some of them may coincide with yours, and I'll try to weave them in as we go, like I normally do. Um, yeah, the dog is recovered and back with them. I did see that, but the one guy lost his leg. I heard, or badly injured his leg. So I have questions about we're gonna ask about Renee Good. We're gonna ask about Alex Preddy. Um, we're gonna ask about little Liam Ramos, the little 5-year-old who was used for as bait. I've heard he's sick. I read somewhere that he can't eat. He's vomiting. Susan Crook, we're talking about the if you look up the Monks for Peace or Monks Walk for Peace, the monks who are walking, you know, for months and months from Texas to DC. They're going to get to DC right around the time of the eclipse, right around the time that Neptune and Saturn have their once in a lifetime conjunction in Aries, 0 Aries. Okay, got your question, Melody. And please, most of my questions are US centric or North American centric. But if you have other questions, I'd be happy to take them. So just pop them in there and I'll star them. I have questions about ice, about Gregory Bovino, that cretin. Amanda, hi, driving home. Nice. Don't crash. Okay. You get out your dowsing rods when you get home, Amanda. Oh, I have questions about Christy Nome, about Tom Holman, about Kash Patel, about the budget bill that could shut down our government again. I have earth questions, earthquakes and fires and snow and all those things. I have economy questions. So, Crystal, I got that question from you, Crystal Blue. And I have a question about Greenland, Gaza, and Iran. But any other questions? I mean, there's so much. So much. Okay. All right. Well, good. Hi, Viviani. Good to see you. Okay. I'm so glad to be with you too. So if anyone's new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Kelly S., the Mystic Next Door. And today is the day that we do dowsing rods. We have questions. And if anyone has, okay. I think I know what you're talking about, Daniel. Daniel's asking about, how do you pronounce it? I say it the wrong way, probably Beetlejuice, but Betelgeuse? I don't know how it's pronounced. Oh, and Craig, I wanted to tell you, I'm watching a show on Netflix called Dark Skies. Really, this is for anyone. We just discovered this. I think it was from the last couple of years, but it's really, really good. It's set on the Navajo reservation. That's why I directed it to you, Craig, because you have Navajo blood. Yes? Okay. I say Beetlejuice from the movie. Okay. Hi, Fatima. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So I have lots of questions. Put yours in. I'm going to start asking from my long list of questions, but we're going to start today by, yes, I saw that on Stephen Burns. We're going to start today by asking Archangel Michael to come please join us during these difficult times. And we're going to ask him if he's here and ready to answer questions for us. And I'm going to look, I mean, I couldn't even get them to straighten out. He was already here. So thank you. Will you please show us a no? That's a no. And he already showed us a yes. Okay. Thank you. Wow. Okay. He's going to be right here with us. Okay, Craig says yes. There's one on AMC called Dark Winds. Oh, maybe that's the one. Dark Winds. Robert Redford and the guy who did Lord of the Rings. No. Who did whatever? His name's Martin. R.R. Martin. He did Game of Thrones. They produced it. Hi, just visiting. Yes, we all just love Archangel Michael, Saint Michael. I know you pray to him every day. Well, if there's ever a time for Michael, it's now, right? So I'm going to take this little banner thing away so that you can see better. There we go. So, excuse me. All right. So Archangel Michael, once again, show us if you're here and ready to answer questions. And that's a yes. Thank you. Ready and waiting. Okay. So yeah, George R. Martin. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So first we want to ask about sweet Renee. Good. Renee Nicole. Good. First of all, I want to point something out. I don't know if it's escaped anyone's notice that the two prominent murders by ICE recently. We have Good, the name Good, and the derivation of pretty, which also means beautiful, whatever. Good and pretty. Come on, guys. I don't know. I noticed that. Oh, you liked Yellowstone. Okay. I've heard good things. I haven't seen that one. Okay. Is Renee Good safe and happy in the spirit realm? There. Yes. That's a yes. Did she choose to sacrifice her life on Earth to bring awareness to the ICE atrocities during it? There we go. And so just as I was saying, is her last name Good a coincidence? No. Look at that. It is not. It doesn't even want to come back. Okay. No coincidences. Okay. Will her name live on as a symbol of justice and hope? Yes. Just as George Floyd and anyone else who's died at the hands of lawlessness. Okay. You guys are talking about Canada. Okay. Let's go on. Any other questions about her? Is she looking after her children? Yes. Whoa, big yes. Big yes. Okay. Is Alex pretty safe and happy in the spirit realm? Another yes. Did Alex choose to sacrifice his human life to bring awareness to the ICE atrocities? Yes. Big yes. Okay. That's fine to just listen. Okay. Did the fact that he was a nurse for the VA, that's the Veterans Administration, for those of you who are not American, influence any more MAGA types to change their support for this administration? Yes. Because many of those older military folks kind of fall into that Trump demographic. Hi, Kendra. Good to see you. Come on, Henry. Henry. He doesn't know where I am. He's getting deaf. He's losing his hearing. Okay. And the last question, I will ask the same question as for Renee. Will his name live on as a symbol of freedom and hope? Yes. Okay. Are Alex and Renee hanging out together on the other side? No, not really. Look at that. Okay. Any other questions about them? Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Tina. He's gone downstairs. He's waiting for his dad to come home. All right. And next, I want to ask a question about that. I'm going to tip this down just a little bit more. Okay. I want to ask a question about that sweet little Liam Ramos. He's the 5-year-old who was used as bait to get his dad to come out in Minneapolis by ICE. He had that sweet little bunny hat on, little blue bunny hat. Yeah. I heard he was sick too. That was the question. I saw it in a People magazine article online, that he's vomiting and he won't eat and he's had a fever and everything. So is he still sick? Yes. I'm sorry, Liam. Michael knew. Okay. Will Liam recover? Yes. Poor thing. Will he ever be released by ICE? That was a no. Will he be deported with his father? Damn it. Yes. Okay. I was hoping it would be different. That's very sad. He will be deported. Okay. All right, Michael. All right, St. Michael. Hold us steady here. Okay. All right. Oh, he just gave me a chill. I love it. Okay. All right, now I'm going to move on to just another general question about ICE. Will these murders and atrocities serve as and I hate to use this term, but as a turning point for the American people to demand that ICE stop terrorizing our cities? Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. Bad Bunny said he would bring Liam on stage if he was released by the Super Bowl. Oh my gosh. Let me ask that again. Will Liam be released? I'm still getting, right now it's a no. Okay. Okay, so let's move forward to that beautiful, sweet man, Gregory Bovino. I heard him called a pocket Nazi, and it's very appropriate. Pocket Nazi, because he's about 5. He's pretty short, and he just wants to be a Nazi. Ooh, I'm getting really dizzy right now. This Michael energy is strong. Okay, thank you. All right. More questions. Was Gregory Bovino demoted by Trump? Yes. Will he ever face charges for his lawless actions? He will. That was a slow yes. I know, Amanda. That's horrible. Was he demoted because of the optics of the murders under his watch? No. Nope. Was he demoted because of the civil unrest in Minneapolis and other cities? It's not really answering. For me, the rods are more straight out, but they look wider from your angle. So that's kind of not really, but sort of. Okay. So was it because Republican Congress people have asked the president to tone it down with the ICE presence? Look at that. That's a big old yes. Republican Congress members are telling Trump to knock it off, that it's not good for their numbers. That's what it is. Is it because of the opinion polling? Oh, look at how definitive that was. Yeah. Yeah, we do have to stay positive, and the world is going crazy, John. Will there be any charges levied against these murders? It did say that Greg Bovino would eventually face charges. Okay. Is Fox News changing their opinion about them? Yeah. Okay. Apparently, Fox News is also starting to kind of. I bet I can see right now. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. Apologies. I've been sneezing like that all day for no apparent reason. It might be maybe spring allergies are coming early to me because it's been so warm here. Kelly, Marianne says, sometimes for yes, the rods cross at halfway, other times they cross, yeah, very close to you. I feel like halfway it's still a yes, but it might not be as enthusiastic a yes as this. Okay, so it might be like an equivocal yes. Thank you. I'm gonna have to go blow my nose. Okay. Kendra says, I think they said it's dangerous to say he shouldn't have been carrying. Huh. Yeah. 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 NRA. The NRA spoke out about it against it. Yeah. CJ says someone had a funny meme of Bovino standing up against a height measured when you're booked in. Yeah. When you're booked for a crime. And it just at the top of his head and eyebrows with the height of 310. I'm sorry. Listen, we're not making fun of small people, but when small people think that they have to do bad things to be a big person, then we make fun of them, right? He's got like a Napoleon complex. Okay, we're going to move on to that dear sweet Christy Nome. Isn't she just horrendous? She will stop at nothing for fame and attention. Vertically challenged. Yeah. Okay. Will Christy Nome be asked to step down before the end of February? Guys, look at that. That is a yes. One can hope. Will her replacement be worse? That's a wobbly, it's kind of a small no. So they won't be worse, but yeah. Will she ever face criminal charges for her part in the ICE atrocities? Look at this. Look. Okay. I'll tell you how I interpret this. You can tell me how you interpret it. But I think it might come really close, or she's indicted, but she gets off. She gets off on a technicality or something. Okay. Small mushroom people. Yeah. Has anyone asked the Rod? No, we haven't asked about Sasha Riley this time. I think I did a couple times ago, but we can ask today. If you want to ask a question, I'll start. Okay. So it looks like she will not be she might be charged but not jailed. Is that correct? She'll be charged but not put in, right. There we go. Okay. All right, Michael, how are you doing? You hanging in? Look, he says yes. Okay. Okay. Oh, I want to say, though, I just want to verify. Did Christy Nome do this job for fame and fortune? 100%. Yes. Yep. I've got your question. Your funny question. Okay, I got your questions, Kendra and Craig. Okay. Big yes on the Christie indictment. Yeah, I mean, I think there will be charges, but maybe not, she won't go to jail. Excuse me. She'll slither off somehow. All right. Will Tom Homan back off of the aggressive ICE? So Tom Homan is her replacement. Will he back off of the aggressive ICE tactics? Not really. Do you see that? It's sort of, but not really. I think it's going to be in optics only, like initially, to try to bring the heat down a little bit. Yeah. Oh, you got a big yes on the Christie indictment. I see. Yeah. But did you get, like, will she be convicted is the question. Okay. Will ICE continue to illegally enter homes or businesses without a judicial warrant? Yes, they will. Yeah. Yes. I think they're gonna try. I do feel, just intuitively, I feel like they're gonna be, kind of asked to tone it down or not be so overt, right? And maybe not. You know what? Let's ask another quick question. Will anyone else be excuse me, will anybody else be pew-pewed, um, by ICE? So that's a yes. Okay, Amanda got yes that she will pay. So, let's see. I hope you're right. I hope your rods are right. Okay. So will anyone else die from any pew pew? Oh my gosh, that's a yes. All right. Dang it. I don't even need to ask this question. I think there will be more deaths from the atrocious conditions in those prisons. Okay. Will ICE continue their unlawful acts through the end of the year? Dang it. Yes. Arthur said one more. Yeah. Yikes. Will many more die? Is that what you're trying to say? Will many more die? No. Okay. So at least the shootings, right? Yeah, Kendra says that makes me think he'll still be in office. Well, remember, ICE was around before he was president in a different capacity. So, but I do have a question. Will ICE ever be disbanded or reformed due to their unconstitutional acts? Yes. That was a quick old yes. Okay. Well, there we go. That one can hope. Will it be this year? That's a no. It's a kind of a slight no. Will they start to disband by the end of the year or dismantle? Yeah. Okay. Thanks, CJ. I have that question coming up here too. So thank you. Okay. She asked about their funding. Okay. Cash Patel. Should we ask about Cash Patel? Yeah, I just learned that he went to the same university as my husband, University of Richmond. What a cretin. Okay. Will Cash Patel, sorry, I just have to tell it like it is, guys. Will Cash Patel be fired by the end of February? Hmm. Nope. It's wobbly. Is, is 45 dissatisfied with Kash Patel's his, um, service or whatever you wanna call it. Praying they will awaken and realize what they are doing. Yes. Okay, so he's on the rocks. Will he be fired, um, in the next 3 months? Will Kash Patel be fired in the next 3 months? That is a yes. Okay. That's a good question, Craig. We'll ask that. Okay. Does okay. Kendra Lesher. Oddly, I feel like the answer is yes to this question, but we'll ask it. Does RFK truly want to help autistic children and families? Yes. I think he does. And I think he believes a lot of some of the things he does, I kind of support, like getting some of the chemicals out of our food. Not a bad idea. But I think he believes hook, line, and sinker all of the conspiracy stuff about things he's learned. So I think he does. I think he does want to help, but he doesn't realize that he's not helping. Yeah, the food safety stuff I think is a big deal, and that's good. That's a good question, Daniel. I'll ask that in a second here. Sorry for the sniffles. Okay. I do work with kids, so they spread things and whatever. I feel like, Melody, we've got some typos, and I'm not sure I can read what you were saying. So, okay. So I wanted to ask about, is there anything else we want to ask about? I guess Kash Patel's, kind of on his way out, but he's not quite. I think Christy Nome will be first. Okay. And, all right. Well, I'll ask Daniel's question and Gina's question really quickly. Daniel asks, will our next president make strides in undoing the harm from Trump regime? That's a no, because I have a feeling why. Will our next president be J.D. Vance? Yes. Will J.D. Vance finish out the term? No. Will J.D. Vance be removed prior to the end of big ol' unequivocal yes. Okay. Gina, so after J.D. Vance, will the next president, the following president be a Democrat? Yes. Okay. Will, and J.D. Vance, and sorry. Okay. Daniel, I'll ask your question again. Will that Democratic president undo the harm that Trump did? Yeah, slowly. I feel like it's a rebuilding, and it's not really bad, but I got your question, CJ. I saw that. Okay, Gina, will the next elected president be Gavin Newsom? That was a very wimpy yes. I feel like it could be, but I'm not really sure. I'm not sure I feel it's I don't know if it's settled. I'm not sure. I think it's gonna look really different than anything we expect. All right, I'm gonna move on to that continuing resolution bill that they need to pass for the budget today, or else the government shuts down again. Okay. Oh, good question, Mona Lee. I'll ask that one in a sec. But let's do that continuing resolution question. For those of you who are not in the U.S., they have to pass these budgets, but every so often. But the way our dysfunctional government works now is they pass these kind of temporary bills just to get to a certain point so that they get to fight and argue and hold things over their heads. So we're at that point as of tomorrow. Okay. Amanda got no for Gavin, but she doesn't trust him. Okay. All right. Will the Democrats hold firm and vote no if there's more money for? Yeah, they will not vote for sending more money. In fact, I heard that the Senate this afternoon actually voted no. So, Amy Klobuchar has officially announced she's running for Minnesota governor. Yeah. Kendra's hoping for someone along the lines of Bernie Sanders. But, it won't be him. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks. Michael, you still standing by? Yes. That was kind of like, all right, quit the chatter. All right. Will there be another government shutdown because of this budget? That's a no. Okay. They got to get to it, don't they? All right. I want to ask about some Earth changes really quickly, but let's go to some of your questions about some of your other political questions really quickly. Gina asks, Dear St. Michael, when will this devastating administration end? Oh, wait, we're not getting wins. Will this administration end in 2026? Yes. Okay. So I think they're saying, will 45 be leaving office in the next 6 months? That's a big old yes, guys. Okay. So I'm going to hide that one. And any other political questions? Right here, CJ asks, is SCOTUS stalling on tariff decisions to benefit Trump because responsibility of tariff belongs to Congress? Okay. Are they holding off because? No. I just intuitively I feel like there's a big argument going on. Like they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And Melody, I'll ask your question about the weather soon. Melody asks a more specific question. Will the government of the U.S. be toppled by the end of March to be replaced by a stable group? That's a no. Not by the end of March. I got next 6 months. So, I feel like, there was a question about, okay, we did the funding bill, and there, that's the one I was looking for. Mona Lee Seraphim. Will the next president be a woman? Will the next elected president be a woman? No. Apparently, we are just not ready for that yet. Okay. All right, we're going to go back to my questions. Sorry. Okay. So Earth changes. Earthquake changes. Um, oh, that's a good, before we go on, Crystal Blue, I'm going to say, will the agents who killed Good and Pretty be held to account? That is a no. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got your woman question. That was a good one, but unfortunately, yeah. Okay. Amanda gets July. And that would make sense too. That's about 6 months away. And that's because we have I talk about this again and again, but we have a lot of astrology happening this year. Sorry, I have to blow my nose. Some really big things happening. We've had some big events in January, other big events happening, in toward the end of February. Then in April, we've got some really big, crazy conjunctions. And then in July, we do again. So I think it's just all the energy just sort of builds up to sort of bubble over, right? Okay. You got a big yes on what, Amanda? Did you get was that on woman? Will there be a woman president? I think April will be pivotal too. It's going to set the stage because it feels really like, I'm getting a chill too, like chaos, like everybody, people marching in the streets and that kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm going to move on to the Earth changes, if it's okay with you. Excuse me. And some of you have asked questions as well. All right. Will we have any big earthquakes bigger than 8 on the Richter scale this year? That's a yes. Ooh. Will we have any bigger than 9? Guys, that's really big. You got yes after the next one. Okay, Amanda. As far as that was for president, right? So two elected presidencies away. Okay. I do feel like that's right. I feel a woman in that 2 away. Okay. Sorry, guys. Listen, anybody who lives in the earthquake zones, be careful. Will any of these earthquakes be catastrophic? Darn. Eesh. Okay. And I'm sorry to ask these scary questions, but I have to do it. Because I've heard some channels talking about earth rifts. Has anybody heard that? It was predicted that California has a huge earthquake on February 18th. I think that's the one that I'm reading about. Let's ask that. Will California, really the West Coast, have a big earthquake on or around February 18th? That was a wobbly yes. Okay. Is this the big Earth rift event that some are predicting? And it's kind of like, I want to take this one down so that we can see better. Sorry. I'm going to put this up and then hide it again. Okay. I'll get to your question, so don't worry. Yes, and then some people are talking about the 3 days of darkness. Yes, will the Earth Rift event and the 3 days of darkness event coincide with each other? That says no. Whoa. Mendocino is a hot spot now. What does that mean? Like for earthquake activity? Okay. Will the Earth Rift bring catastrophic changes? They're answering it's pretty, like, it's slow, but I feel like this resistance to cross, like, not to share. Should we be afraid? No. Does the Earth Rift event happen in Africa? This is Nivra's question. Does it occur on the Ring of Fire? Yes. Will it be in California? Mona Lee asks. Will it be in California? Yes. Yes. It's cautionary. Exactly. That's why they're moving slowly. Um, is this inevitable? Yes. There's a lot of activity near the Great Rift. Okay. What it's, forewarned is forearmed, right? Is this is this something that will affect the entire world? Yes. So it'll have worldwide repercussions. Okay. Amanda says, not Oregon, California, the next big one. Okay. Is that what you're getting? Not Oregon. Okay. So be safe. And let me just ask somebody else asked this question. Do we have more big snow and freezing events in North America coming? That was a very decisive yes, guys. Okay. All right. So just, watch out, have your provisions on hand, and be smart and safe. Okay. What was that you got north? What was that question, Amanda? Mona Lee asked, will it be in California, Northern California? That's what I think too. Like, and I think up the coast. You don't think Oregon? I kind of feel like Oregon. Yeah. Okay. Will we have another blizzard in Connecticut? Look, it's yes, but it's kind of wimpy. Okay. All right. Okay, Melody asked, was the recent snow event naturally caused? That's a wobble, Melody. Okay, Archangel Michael, was this man-made? Was it man-made somehow? Was it made by extraterrestrials? Oh, look at this. That's kind of a yeah. That's a yes. Oh, okay. Wow. Fatima asks, will the Earth rift unalive a lot of people? Will it unalive a lot of people? That's a yes. Yikes. Will there be more unnatural weather events? So, Melody, I'm curious, did you get does your spidey sense tell you that it's unnatural? Will there be more unnatural weather events? Yes. Oh, I'm feeling like Michael's like answering more slowly and cautiously. Okay. Thank you for your honest answers, Archangel Michael. Okay. We can take it. We can take it. Look, he's waggling. Okay. Can we talk about the economy? Move on. Everybody just be, we're all going to be smart and we're going to be prepared. We have our batteries and our flashlights and our candles and canned goods, whatever. Okay. Economy. Is an economic downturn coming in the next 3 months? That's a big yes, guys. Big yes. Will this be a recession level event? Yes. Will it be just in the US? No. Will it be worldwide? Will it be worldwide? Yes. Yikes. Is this being caused intentionally by people who want to undermine our currency system? Yes. Or is this being caused by people who want to switch to digital currencies? Yes. Will they be stopped? That's a no. This is going to be a very transformative year. Yes. Did we get a yes on the ETs, Crystal Blue? Are these dark ETs? No. Well, listen, did we not, when all this stuff with Border Patrol ICE was happening, and it continues to happen in Minneapolis, did it not escape anybody's notice that we had half the country covered in ice, like frozen water ice? I just think it was a big message. It was a big ironic message. Look out. Prepare. Okay. I like this question, Melody. Will we be rebuilding before 2000 or 27? Maybe not before. Will 27 be a big time of rebuilding? Yes. So not before, but during. Will it be? I feel like it's going to be like at least halfway through the year. At least maybe mid-year 27. Dark ETs for your comment was about the weather. Yeah, you got a yes there. Yeah, Fatima, they are telling us something to bring people together in peace and harmony. I do feel like that's exactly right. They're bringing these catastrophic, difficult events so that everybody comes together and takes care of each other and values their neighbor and, their the freedom and justice and all those things. CJ says, also, the icy weather forced people to be home and see what was going on in Minneapolis, just like during COVID with Floyd. Yes, you're right. Melody, did you want me to ask something? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So I am just a bearer of good news, aren't I? Did anybody see that Amazon announced they were while they're funding this ridiculous Melania movie for 50, 60 million, whatever the heck it is, and paying off movie theaters to run this disastrous movie that nobody wants to see. They announced that they're laying off 1,500 more people at least in the US. Maybe that's all over the world, but I think it's in the US. Will other companies follow suit and do the same? Will other companies be laying off? See, look at that. It's wobbly. I'm a little surprised. Will we see more layoffs? Yes. So I guess it was the question. It's not like they are doing it because Amazon did it. So will we see more layoffs through the first half of this year? Yes. Is this related to the economic downturn? Yes. Yeah. Ooh, I'm getting like my head is hurting. Michael's head really must be hurting. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. They'll raise our memberships. Yes, they probably will. Yeah. And by the way, I want to say tomorrow is a national day of, I can't remember what they're calling it, but we're meant to be showing our solidarity with Minneapolis and the other cities that are, you know, that are dealing with the same thing. Well, there it is. Will tomorrow's ice out be successful? There we go. No shopping and get out to protest. Will tomorrow's ice out be successful? It's like iffy. I didn't even hear about it till today, so I don't know if people were able to make plans for it. So, um, will we see a lot more protests? That's a yes. Oh, do you think Hollywood will be affected by the earthquakes? Will Hollywood movies be well, they didn't even let me finish the question. Yes. All right. Okay. Iced in, very little open. Yeah. I know, Amanda. I work with kids too. It's kind of like you can't really just not show up, right? The littles, the littles. Okay. All right. I have more questions. I have some that you've asked as well, so I will get to those. Um, Concerned. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. Our challenge. My challenge to all of you is to stay out of fear and to stay. I want to say an acceptance, because an allowance to allow, because I feel like all the changes are for better, and I'm going to ask that question too. Oh, your movie. Oh, I see. Okay. Um, does Trump still want Greenland? Or does he is he still planning to take over Greenland? Yes. Will Trump get Greenland? That's a no. Good. Does he want Greenland? I saw a map recently. Does he want Greenland because of the melting ice caps? Yes. I think this rare earth minerals thing is not necessarily true. I think it's because there are about to be some new waterways for people to travel, especially with the shifting poles. Okay. Um, is this because of the new water passage to Russia and the West? Look at that, guys. That's exactly what it is. I feel like he's working with you know the other little guy in Russia. So, oh, okay. Will Trump take over Canada's airspace? This is Fatima's question. Look at that. What does that mean? Let's ask it again. Will he take over Canada's airspace? Does that mean for a minute? For a hot minute and then he'll taco? Amanda's in the kitchen and cleaning person, but gets some great time around the kids. Yeah. Yes, Gina Lynn, thank you. Observe, don't absorb, right? It's really allowing the changes. Trust me when I say these changes are for the better. And I just got this whole like flash today really quickly for for everyone that, the depression in the US that did affect the rest of the world back in the 1930s, the economic depression. led to the New Deal, where we as Americans started to provide for the least of us, right? We started providing for Social Security and a safety net for people. And look where we've come in this country, how, all you people in the rest of the world are laughing at us when we are paying through the nose for our health care, and then it doesn't cover anything anyway, and we go bankrupt. Or, our healthcare system, our schools, our government, everything is just a mess. And so, believe me when I say it's making room. It's destroying so that we can rebuild it in a better capacity. That's what I believe. I hope that's what I'm hoping. Marianne says he will taco on Canada's airspace. That's probably what it was saying. He's gonna come right to the edge of the cliff. All right. Let me see. Some other people had asked some questions here, and I want to make sure I get to those. Nivra asked, will February, March bring any meaningful events? 100%. Yeah, there we go. Are these Earth events? Yes. That was kind of a wobbly one, even though we talked about the rift or whatever. Is it volcanic events? Has anybody seen the images of? It's kind of a slow meander, so maybe eventually. There's been really good footage of Kilauea in Hawaii spouting. Okay. Well, we already asked this one. Will the stock market crash this month? No. Okay. Will the stock market crash in February? It's weakening. Will it crash in March or April? Yeah, it looks like kind of at the outset of that time period. Okay. Oh, ice at Winter Olympics. I'm going to star that one. Oh, yeah. Political events, Nivra. Okay, will there be major political events in the next month? Yes. Major political events. I'm going to have to tell you too, everybody, and I forgot. I'm going to put up some cards I threw the other day about Trump's February. But I threw cards for Trump, and then for Putin, and then for Xi Jinping. And each one of them got the 10 of Swords, which is about stabbed in the back, the ending of something. Their endings are coming. So maybe their people are stabbing them in the back. Time frame for earthquake. Let's do that in a sec here. Yeah. Okay. Daniel asked about Betelgeuse. Okay. Will Betelgeuse go supernova in our lifetime? Oh. It's just a very tippity tip, right? Will we be safe from this supernova? It says yes. Interesting. Yeah, maybe Bibi Netanyahu as well. Interesting. Okay. All right. Other questions. What was this one? After Trump leaves this earth, will they keep a secret for a while to use his auto pen to give themselves pardons? Okay. That's an interesting question. Will they keep in secret, I think is what you mean. Will they keep Donald Trump's passing in secret for a while to use his auto pen? No. I personally don't see him um leaving office because he passes. Nivra, you've seen something on this about the supernova? Oh, Weekend at Bernie's. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, I think if he did, I don't think they would be truthful right away either. Because, I mean, they weren't honest about his COVID, his bad COVID. Okay. Sasha Riley. I hope he's safe. Let me ask that question. Well, is Sasha Riley safe? Yes. All right. So, what was the question? Will more widespread information be coming out about Sasha Riley? Yes. Was Sasha Riley's testimony truthful? Yes. I think Sasha Riley, I think, he was young, so some of his facts are going to be a little garbled or whatever, but I think he is essentially telling the truth. Dies to escape to the Middle East. Yeah. Supernova is interesting because maybe that's the flash of light. Yeah. It breaks my heart too, Kendra. Any other questions about Sasha Riley? I'm going to ask, will this information come out in the next 2 weeks in the widespread media? Really? Okay. I'm going to ask again in early February. Yes. All right. Thank you, Michael. He's doing great, of course. It's me that's getting tired. Okay. As much as Trump is stealing from the US, are scammers and hackers stealing from him? 100%. You know it. You know what? Sleazeballs only hang around with sleazeballs. Are people ripping Trump off too? Yeah. Kendra, thank you. Will more Epstein victims be coming out? Oh, big yes. Look at that. That's a affirmative. Amanda, you've always wanted to see a star explode. So go back and watch. There was this, I didn't get to watch it, but there was I saw the headline. There was a posting, a video by Burns. What's his name? Stefan Burns. Okay. I think it was from yesterday. Okay, good question, CJ. The FBI just went to Georgia and got the voting record claiming it's about 2020, but is it really about November 2026? Okay. So were the records that the FBI got, I'm getting a chill right now. I get head tingles. That's my chill. Are the voting records about 2026? That's kind of a wobbly one. Is it about both elections? Yes, a little bit. Is it more about getting voter rolls? This one's really weird. It's kind of, any other questions? I'm not really sure what else to ask about that, but something feels off. Okay. Yes, Mr. T is being ripped off. How funny. That's how it is. Like criminals, once you start criming, then the people you hang around with are all rip-off artists too. Let's ask about the earth. We will ask about the earthquake again, okay? Amanda asks about ice at the Winter Olympics in Italy. Oh yeah, that's a good point. It maybe Daniel says maybe they're taking the records to discredit the next election. Are they taking the records to discredit the next election? Ding ding ding. You get a cookie. Okay. Amanda Celeste. Amanda asks, will ice be at the Winter Olympics in Italy? Remember, when I get a wobble, it's either like sort of, kinda, or it's like a timing thing. Here's what I feel about that. I feel like they're gonna go. Sorry for the runny nose. I feel like they're gonna go, but they're gonna be the officials are gonna keep them, uh, kind of limited in their capacity or out of the venues or something. Yeah, Mona Lee, they're afraid of defeat and want people want to scare people not to vote. Hi, Kathy, Breeze Warrior. Okay. All right, we have a couple more questions that you guys have asked, and I have two more. And if you have any others, I'm here. The dowsing rods are talking. Archangel Michael is here with us, answering our questions. Okay. Such seedy questions. He's probably like, oh, these silly earthlings, these silly humans. Okay. Can we get a time frame on the earthquake in California? So, let's just ask, will the big earthquake be in the next 6 months? Yeah. And then somebody else asked, is it going to be on February 18th? We asked this question before. Will that big earthquake occur on February 18th as some predicted? It did this before. It was a very kind of iffy yes. Will it be by the end of is it a literal earthquake? That's weird. That's a no. I asked that question and I don't know why I wanted to ask it, but okay. Um, Amanda said wobble to rods went to the left, then went to the right about the Olympics. Yeah, I think their wings are going to be clipped a little bit there. I don't think they're going to have the authority to do what they're doing here. Oh, look who's here. Our little friend. Okay. Alex asks, will the stock market bounce back quickly after the spring crash? I'm moving on from the California question because I think it's making me too uncomfortable and I'm so sorry. Okay. Will the stock market bounce back quickly after the spring crash? That's a not really. No, it sounds like I don't know. I had to say this, but I feel like for a while, I have felt for a while like there's going to be kind of a big leveling economically. So do smart things with your money, whatever that means. I don't know if the stock market is the smart place. Does a fault count as an earthquake? Does a fault rift? Is it the rift? That's a good question, Daniel. Will it be the rift? Kitty, hi. That's a yes. Okay. This is hard to do now. He wants me He wants me to stop. Hi, JPEG. Look at him. Look at this little face. That is a sweet kitty. He has taken so to me. Oh my gosh, he's like, when are we going to bed? And he climbs up on, like, he becomes my neck scarf. Other questions? Yeah. Any other questions? Oh, your cat fell asleep on your head earlier. Yeah, this one is like so glued to me. Like I said, I don't think my son is gonna get him back. All right, guys. If we don't have any other questions, I'm sorry to be the bearer of so much kind of scary news, but I want to encourage everybody to stay out of the fear. I think that's our challenge. It's our goal is to stay out of the fear and to hold the light for others. Be prepared. However you feel like you need to be prepared. I think this is an opportunity for us to kind of, as others have said here, with our ice storms and with the ice storm in Minneapolis, to come together and take care of your neighbor, your brother, your sister, your friend, your whoever, the stranger who needs your help. And let's say a closing thank you to Archangel Michael for joining us today. And we just want to thank them for all of our protection, really. Okay. Oh, that's a good question. I'll do that. And I'm going to have to do it kind of funny. Daniel wants to know, will there be things to celebrate this year? Okay. Kitty's climbing up my shoulder. Okay. Will we have things to celebrate this year? Yes. Always. Okay. Will we be celebrating the departure of a certain orange one? Yes. Okay. Will we be celebrating other good things this year? Yes. Yeah. Okay. How did we get here, guys? Just remember, it's I just feel like we're kind of we're clearing the decks for something better. Okay. So I want to thank everybody for coming. Thanks, Gina Lynn, Susan Crooks. Yeah, not till next year. I feel like we will have some good things. CJ Shand, Gina Lynn, Fatima, Gina Halleck, thank you. Crystal Blue, Mona Lee, Melody Lamont, Daniel, Kendra, Amanda, Marianne. Who else? Who else is here? I already said Marianne. Okay. So many people here today, and I appreciate all the good questions. And guys, Alex H, thank you. Thank you. We're all going to get through this together, aren't we? Craig Dixon, thank you. Sounds like this sounds like romper room. Yeah. Yes, we have to stay in the light. Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming, and everybody say goodbye to JPEG, the sweet, sweet kitty, and have a great night. I'll see you on Saturday. Bye-bye.